my demo was kind of centered around cotton candy, meaning that we all have cotton in that we pre-cut things. We do all kinds of little teasers, and in our shop it becomes eye candy to the fabrics and the colors and all of the things. So what I wanted to do was to show you a couple of fun, simple, easy projects that you can make. The first one that I actually have another handout, a pattern for you, is to create these simple little hot pad sets, and these are done from 10 by 10 squares. These are simply done with sewing, taking your filler that has got the temp fabric in it and it's quilted. So you can either make this or purchase it as is. And then you layer your focus print on top of that. And then you take your fat quarter squares and fold them in half and lay them on the raw edges. And then if you want to do them diagonal, you would tuck these in, and then it becomes a square. And then all you do is simply sew around all the way, turn it inside out, and you have your hot pad all done. So you can give those as shower gifts, Christmas gifts, put a little treat with it, tie it up, do all kinds of fun things. And so as you can see, you don't have to leave an opening, you don't have to do any kind of a seam with that. It's just simple and easy. You can do them diagonal, as you can see, which then you would just fold them diagonally, your squares, and then layer those, or you could do those as squares and choose. I choose usually, if I'm giving a set, I give a set in both diagonal or both squares, but I've seen them done where they give one square and one diagonal. But this way you use your hand in it, and your hand goes inside of the little opening, and you're able to use it. You can sew a little rickrack or a taggy on there if you want to have something so they can hook it on a hook or something fun that way. I know I've had lots of emails come back to me with my friends and neighbors that I've sent them to that have said those are the greatest hot pads, and I do them for different themes and different seasons. So here's a little pattern for the actual hot pad that's going to give you how you lay those out so that you can remember, and then the two different versions. And so all you have to do is take your cotton fabrics and cut them into your 10 by 10 squares or your favorite pack of 10 by 10s and create those with that. A couple of the newer collections of fabric is the Little Red Hen, which is the story of the Little Red Hen with the wheat. And so there's a whole wheat roll here for you to take. And so this tells you the story. And this is kind of a feed sack takeoff with a little bit of a retro feel to it. So it's kind of some fun prints. These would be great for the hot pads, for the idea of sending those out or kitting those up. And it's a really fun and different kind of take with the little hexes on it and some of those fun prints that coordinate into the collection. The next one that I have is the Tinsel Toes. This one is for Christmas next year. So you might not have money today, but you will next month, week, whatever. So you can order it. And so this is not coming out. This has kind of got a fun concept with the cakes and the little girl, well, the little pixie.
Right.
And the pixie has the platinum blonde hair, so she's supposed to be me in my perfect form. And my girls at work said, well, you're not really quite that skinny. And I said, I'm not? When I look in the mirror, that's exactly. So this was done in a little form as a panel or a pillow, something to take and create little fun gifts with the panel. So you could take those and cut those apart. We have a little pattern for the pillows that we've given you where you add pom-poms and netting, embellishing with rickrack or picots and ruffles and things like that, and do all kinds of fun things with that one. So that one's called Tinsel Toes. And then this one was this year's Frosty Flakes, which is what all of these fun things are. And so I talked a little bit yesterday about the fun idea of the books that we print through Henry Glass. And one thing that's really fun is we did a little kids corner where when we read the story, I passed out little cups of marshmallows. And every time I said the word snow or snowman, they got to eat a marshmallow. And so when you have these little fun, I always create them with a tie or a bow, and then they just stay in my closet in my cupboard. And I've done I Spy books like this, or different things with my grandkids, and we've done all kinds of fun activities. So the books are a fun way to do that, and then kit those and have them in your stores. And then when you have children come in that are unruly and out of control, you can pull the little book out and you can say, have you seen our cute little fabric book? And tell them the story instead of them tearing the shelves down and unsorting the needles and all those things. This is the actual little red hen fabric that I got, my little pieces, so you'll see the colors are really fun and the prints are simple and easy to use. And so I did this in a little book format also. Then I also created from my collection called Follow Me, I created this little tote that is supposed to be a quiet tote. So when you go to places that are, places like the doctor's office or meeting halls or your own churches or organizations, I did some little cards. And so we did little needle punches on them, and I put these cards in, and then it gives them something to do in the little bag, and it can just be a bag to go, that they've got some projects and things that keep them busy, or in the car or things like that. So this is not quite as lovely as Amy's bag, but I think this is quite lovely and simple. Yeah, with number 10, I just had my number 10 grandchild, and I'd like to spend a lot of time holding her, so I got to sew really fast and then get back to what's important. So anyways, I think that's kind of all that I had for you today. And I've got some fun demos tomorrow on cotton candy for kids.